Well, hi, everybody. Good Wednesday and welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show. We are joined by Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. He's right here. Special guest we're going to visit with in a few moments, one of our new coaches, Craig Jackson. How are you, Coach Burnett?
Wasn't it Charlie Rich that sang the song, What Goes On Behind
Closed doors. That's
if
right.
People only knew what we do before this thing kicks off.
Oh, my good. Yeah, we had to do a double take on this intro.
You know, at the end of a movie, they put those extra clips, the funny parts on
Right.
it. Well, that would make the ratings go up a little bit.
I wonder if Star's keeping some of these old clips. She would have something, especially your clip today before we went on.
Carl,
I'm a Dolly Parton fan myself too, okay?
Carl, that's enough. Don't throw me in the bus. That is enough. I'm doing well. Carl, how are you?
Great, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking and thank you for being here. Hey, you know, on the opening clip on our intro, we had the young lady from Brownwood surrounded by two Sweetwater Lady Mustangs. I wonder if our guest knew who those two young ladies were.
Probably.
I'm very observatory there on that kind of stuff, okay?
Very observatory.
Like the building?
Yeah. Like McDonald Observatory in Alpine?
Hey, I love that place.
Yeah, you could go there and be observant.
That's right. I love that out there, the Fort Davis and Alpine and the Marfa Lights and the observatory. It's just a good place to spend a couple of days,
Yep.
3 days, 4 days, whatever. All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for being here. We will talk to our special guest in just a few moments. So kind of get us updated on what's going on. I know not a whole lot, strength and conditioning, I guess.
Well, I say that. We could say not much or not a whole lot, and that's what I was thinking too. But honestly, we are doing a lot. That strength and conditioning every day. I mean, we're taxing the kids. We probably have 4 or 5 kids a day that go out there and throw up, which is a good thing. They're pushing their bodies to exhaustion and learning to overcome that and continue on. You know, the other side of greatness is pain, and I think our kids are starting to understand that. There was a time when I first arrived that kids didn't know how to throw up. They didn't know how to push themselves. They got a little tired and they quit. So we're overcoming that. It's hot. You know, our kids are grinding through that. We're going through our conditioning, which is really speed work and agility work that we're trying to get the kids faster. They're embracing that, and it's doing everything we ask to do. And, of course, we get that hour of sports specific. We go on defense the last 2 days, and today and tomorrow we'll finish the week with offense. We're going to be so far ahead, I think, than we've been the last 3 years, given that extra hour. So our kids are working hard. They're focusing hard. There is a lot of movement involved in that, but there's also a lot of mental teaching. And 90% of the game is mental to us. The other 10% is that physical, nasty nature that you create when you're out there on the field. So we're working on that 90% and get our kids in a position to just be as successful as they can be and give them every opportunity they can to be advanced, but yet simple, and I think they're buying into it. Our attendance is really good, which is important, because if we're learning and we're teaching and people aren't there and they're missing out on that, it's almost like you got to go back and reteach. So we got good attendance still, and I'm tell you where I'm really pleased. I mean, our girls' attendance is outstanding, our boys' attendance is outstanding, but I'm really pleased with our younger kids, our 6th through 8th graders. Their numbers are amazing, and they're still out there, and it's fixing to be the 1st of July, and our numbers are still strong. So I'm really pleased with the junior high classes, the incoming 7th and 8th graders. They're really coming out. They're learning how to work. During their weight sessions, they don't do a bunch of weight. They learn technique. And it's important that they learn technique, and they want to put weight on the bar to show everybody how strong they are, but that's not important. You can't be strong and you can't lift heavy weight if you don't have proper technique. So it's important for us that they learn that. So they're learning that process. They're learning what it means to be a Brownwood Lion, and they're getting their feet wet in that this summer. So I'm extremely pleased with their attendance, and I think things are just rolling really well for us right now.
All right, sounds good. Taking the next week off, but then I guess you'll hit it again after that.
Yep, we're going to shoot some firecrackers, and then when we get through with that, we'll come back and we'll work until we leave to go to coaching school, which is July the 19th, which we leave on that Sunday, the 18th, I think it is, and then we'll be gone through that week, and the kids are off during that week, and then we'll come back that last week of July, and we'll continue to do strength and conditioning and football, and then we'll kick it off the next week, and it means everything.
Shoot, boy, no kidding.
We'll get to put on those helmet and them show them my pads.
There you go. You're talking about the kids that throw up. You have those certain kids that do. I was one of those. Derek was one of those.
I used to throw up a running. We'd run that 12-minute run, and I'd throw up every time. About lap 6, I'd be running along just throwing up and getting that poison. We'd just tell them to get the poison out. And it's, and mamas think that I love mamas because mamas love kids, and that's
Right.
their job. But it's our job to push them. It's their job to love them. But, man, it's nice to see a kid push himself to exhaustion and continue to grind through it because that's important.
Mine was always running the bleachers at the very top, heaving right over the back rail right there.
Well, I ran across the yard the other day and almost threw up in my mouth.
Oh,
That's how
really?
That's a joke, Carl. I'm so physically fit, it's pitiful.
Yeah, I think our morning show makes people do that too, Star, right? Sometimes?
Yes.
Yes, I've had people tell me.
Well, it was a little dull this morning.
Oh, man, was it? We've had some bad cities of late.
Yeah,
Dullsville, Dudsville. We'll do better tomorrow.
I
though.
do enjoy that, though.
I know. You never know about these towns. We've done these towns before, and people will text me, say, hey, I used to live there, or I've got family there.
Nice.
Just out of the blue. Crazy stuff. All right, so sounds good, and, man, we're all getting ready. We're less than 5 weeks away from football practice, August the 2nd. August the 2nd. And you've got a new addition to the staff that we're going to visit with here, Coach.
You bet. Coach Jackson's coming to us from Sweetwater, Texas. Coach Jackson and that crew over there had an outstanding season last year and the year before. I think they've done an outstanding job turning the program, in my opinion, that was down around. And, they won. They were down for a long time, and then they won when, what was his name, coach was there that left us go to Sealy?
Yes, I didn't know him.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank, but they actually played in the state championship and hit a little dry spell, and then came back and got a good coaching staff in there, and has done a lot of great things for kids. I got to see them play several times on film. They made some coaching changes. Coach Jackson had an opportunity to stay in Sweetwater, but saw that we had posted a job. He has a connection with Coach Mauser, which I need to be quiet and let him tell a bit about that. But he coached Coach Mauser.
Oh, wow.
So he's an old fogey like me, and got opportunity for us. Got to visit with him, liked his character, like his his Christian background, like the fact that he's a veteran coach and he understands what this job entails. He rekindled his passion for football, and excited about having another veteran coach on staff that knows what's going on, knows how to handle kids, knows how to treat kids well, and handle them right on a consistent day in and day out basis, and is also going to do an outstanding job in the classroom. So for me, getting that veteran coach was extremely important, and I feel truly blessed that we have Coach Jackson.
Well, amen. Craig Jackson, welcome to KOXC, welcome to our air, the radio show, and welcome to Brownwood.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here.
All right, we'll talk more about your job here in Brownwood in a moment, but kind of take us through the life of Craig Jackson, maybe where you grew up, went to school.
Oh goodness, that's a long path. So I went to high school in Massachusetts and graduated from high school in Massachusetts. I'm a born again Texan. I got here as quick as I could, and it wasn't my fault I wasn't born here. And went to college at Abilene Christian University, and when I graduated from there, my first coaching job was in Roma, Texas. Unfortunately, you've probably seen that on the news, but I was down there for 2 years, and then I moved to Blanco, Texas, and was there for 8 years. And then from there, I moved on just to move up in my career. I was an offensive coordinator in Pecos, and then in Louise. Then I became the head coach in Booker, Texas, and then I became the head coach in Rosebud Lot. And then from there, I went to Hallettsville as an assistant, and then ended up in Sweetwater.
How long were you at Sweetwater?
I was in Sweetwater for 3 years.
What did you coach there?
I was offensive line.
Offensive line.
In
And
fact,
you went to school at ACU, played ball at ACU?
Yes, sir. I walked on.
Okay, well.
I'm only 6 feet tall, and they brought in a couple freshmen my second year there, and I'm looking up at them going, I don't think I'm big enough for this game. So it didn't take me long to figure out that I was great for scout team, but that was it. So.
All right. Talk about family. You're married, and
I'm married. I've been married for 29 years. My wife, right now she works at ACU for the next 2 weeks, and then she'll be down here. She's working from home, and My parents live south of Abilene in Lawn, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And so does my sister. So
Okay.
I've got family in the area. One of the strong points of coming to Brownwood was the fact that I was still close to mom and dad and my sister. So
There you go. You went to school, though, grew up a little bit in Massachusetts. Boston fan, Red Sox, or Patriots?
Believe it or not, about the only thing I was a Patriots fan. I've been to Fenway Park, and it's an awesome environment, but I was like, I don't know, 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's an awesome environment to go to, and but I was a Patriots fan back when they were horrible. In fact, I got on TV in Abilene.
Yeah.
Back when Derwin Williams played for him?
Yeah. Back I was
O-line.
when they made it to the Super Bowl in what was that, 86 against the
86,
Bears.
the Bears.
I got on TV because I said they were going to win. and
Boy, were you wrong.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Good night.
Yeah, they didn't have a shot. at
Fortunately, I
the-
know football better than that, but I wanted to get on TV, so
He ain't no Copernicus, is he?
No Copernicus. All right,
No.
man. Well, welcome again to Brownwood. Talk about your excitement of being part of this Brownwood Lions coaching staff.
oh, it's great staff Sammy's put together here and Coach Burnett's put together here. I'm excited about it. Like you said, I've got a connection with Coach Mauser, and I coached him when he was in high school, and I worked with his dad in Blanco for 8 years. And so I've got that connection there. And like I said, Brownwood's got a great tradition. And when I saw it pop up, I was like, I got to send my resume. You got to try. And here I am. And like I said, I'm excited and ready to be a Lion.
Are you going to help with any other sports or anything, or primarily football now? Or?
I'm going to be helping with track too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coaching what in football?
And defensive line.
Okay, defensive line.
He's going to do D line with the varsity. He's going to head that up with Coach Long. We're fortunate to put two guys together on the D line and two guys together on the offensive line, like we talked about before. And Coach, as you can tell, he brings a lot of knowledge. Blessed to have another former head coach, former coordinator working with us. But he's also going to help with the offensive line as well.
Good.
Just to have as many eyes as possible. He's really got a great background in offensive line, and the more coaches we can have to see what's going on, to teach our younger kids, our freshmen and our sophomores at the high school level, the better off we're going to be. So he's going to do a little double timing for us. We got to use that experience.
Awesome, absolutely. Have you had a chance to meet your players? And
I was at the first day of the strength and conditioning, or first week of the strength and conditioning, so I got to meet a lot of kids. Of course, it was, hey, this is Coach Jackson, and then like 40 kids came up and introduced themselves, so it was really impressive, and they're working hard. I'm proud of the way they're working and the effort they're putting in. You can see it, and the fact that they keep showing up. The same kids that were there the first week, I came back this week, and because I was moving, my wife wouldn't do it by herself for some reason, and but I came back this week, and the same kids are there. And that's the important thing, is that we're consistency. So
yeah, absolutely. You said you spent the last 3 years at Sweetwater. Of course, they made some coaching changes. Russell Lucas is now the head man, coming from Hamlin, and of course he brought in his own staff. So
Right.
Did he have to throw in a Hamlin?
I did. There's my Hamlin mention tomorrow.
There you go.
No, I didn't tell Coach Jackson. I'm in Hamlin, so that's where I
He's from
went to
Hamlin.
school.
Coach Russell is a outstanding person and a great
Oh,
coach.
he is, yeah, absolutely, and of course brought in his staff. But 3 years, a lot of success there at Sweetwater.
yeah, we did. The first year I was there was a scary year. We went 1-9.
Yeah.
and we were like, oh my goodness. But the group we had that year was our senior group this year, and they just continued to build. They continued to work. I was proud of those kids. I love that offensive line. That bunch of great guys.
Darian Carr wasn't bad either, was he?
No, Darian Carr was pretty good. So
He was selected on my all-star
Yes.
team
Yeah.
for a reason.
Absolutely. You may have known I got a radio friend at KXOX there, Richard Ferguson. You've probably
Oh,
met
yeah.
him a time or two.
I sure have. So,
Richard still does a little stuff for me every once in a while. So
Right.
good people right there. Well, welcome to Brownwood. So
thank
tell
you.
us something about Coach Jackson we don't know about. Hobbies, collections, or anything like that?
That's weird thing is I've got a collection of Lego. In fact, I just pulled it out of a box when I got here. Yeah, I collected it as a child, and so I got a collection of. But of course, my wife looked at me and went, "Maybe it's time to get rid of that." And I was like, "I don't know. We'll see." So, but my hobby is my career choice. That's the cool thing. I'm close enough to retirement that I'm thinking about, well, what am I going to do next? And I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do. So I may never retire. I may be one of those guys who just one summer just fades away.
Oh, man. What did you play in college? You said you walked on at ACU.
Yeah, I walked on. I went into the head coach's office and said I wanted to be a punter, and he goes, nobody does that here. And I was like, yes, sir. And I said, well, I played offensive and defensive line. And he said, good, you're an offensive lineman. And so they put me at offensive tackle. And like I said, my second year they moved me to guard when they brought those two giant freshmen in, and I played scout team. One of my favorite memories is I'm running the scout team, and of course the worst thing you can hear from a defense coordinator is run it again. But they hold up the card, and I got to go block the linebacker. Well, he's right there, no big deal. And I go out and block the linebacker, and he puts me on my back, and then I find out he was all conference Lone Star. He was Monty Richburg, you know.
Oh, from Highland, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And,
little bitty 6-man school.
Yeah, and he put me on my back, and I was like, this is a different game than high school.
Who was your coach? Who was the coach there?
Coach Payne was the second one.
Okay.
Coach.
I remember
Coach Payne was the second coach that was
Okay.
there. So Coach Bob Keys was the offensive line coach. Great guy. He's probably the reason I'm sitting here today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I got into coaching there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to Brownwood. Welcome to part of the Brownwood Lions staff, and I know we'll be visiting again from time to time. You met Derek Stuckley, BrownwoodNews.com, and Star, of course, back here, who helps on the morning show and runs all the dials. So appreciate you coming out today.
Great. Appreciate it.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of. So
All right.
I'm looking forward to being here.
Awesome stuff. Craig Jackson, defensive line and offensive line and whatever else.
Slash. Just slash. That's what I always tell kids. They're just slash.
There you go.
So.
All right, man, good stuff today, Sammy. And anything else that you have before we wrap it up?
Let's make sure to thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, who I'm going to be in golf tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right. Coach Jackson, you play golf?
I can hit the ball. So yeah, that's about it. My grandfather would be disappointed with me. So, he gave me his clubs, and all I've ever learned to do is I go out and have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm not serious about it. So
Really?
if you want a serious golfer, you're talking to the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're
I'm
serious around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of lips, that's what
I
happened
know.
to his.
That's
He'd been over to get his tea, and someone hit him in the mouth
I've told
with a
that
sub
story.
iron.
Man,
my
it
goodness.
hurt like the big
What does the
dog.
sub iron taste like? Carl?
Metal. Got a weird metal
Yeah,
taste to
metallic.
it. Maybe a little mud.
Oh, man.
So you're playing golf tomorrow?
Yes,
Wow, with Dr. Young?
yes.
Man, well, y'all have fun
He's one of my buddies
out here.
out there.
All right, out there by where you live.
No, we're going out there to Brownwood Country Club.
Oh, are you going to the
Sure am.
BCC? Okay. Either place is nice.
Yes, they
Can't
are.
go wrong with BCC or
You know what my favorite color is?
purple.
White on green.
I like white on green. Tell me, white on green.
Come on, Carl. That's a
Golf
golf ball
ball.
sitting on the green. Come
Yes,
on.
I hear you.
That one right there.
In regulation.
That was only stuck.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Coach, good stuff today, and I appreciate Coach Craig Jackson getting him in here, too. So.
Have a great day, Brownwood.
Yeah.
We'll visit again on Monday. Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett here on the Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday here on KOXE, and of course video streamed at KOXE.com and on the KOXE KBWD Facebook page.